Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to do the Bellman-Ford algorithm, one of the distance vector algorithm that we have. So, what are this distance vector algorithm all about? These are algorithms which are used for routing. We all know that one of the important functionality of the network layer is to perform routing. So, what is routing? A process by which the network finds the best possible path to be taken to reach the packets at the destination or to given any other node. So this distance vector algorithm manipulates the vectors of distance to other nodes in the network, and that is why the name distance vector algorithm. It is one of the original ARPANET routing algorithm, and aim is to find the best route for the data packets to reach the destination, and the metric used is distance. We can use other metrics also, like the number of hops, the latency, the congestion in the network. These are some of the metric that we can actually use in order to perform the routing algorithm. But distance vector algorithm uses the metric distance in order to find the path to the shortest path to the destination. So over here, how this particular algorithm works. We all know that there are n number of routers through which the packet might have to reach the destination. So each router maintains a distance vector table containing the distance to itself and to all the possible destination nodes. Okay, so how we actually calculate the distance is based on the distance advertised by the neighbors. So each of the neighbor will be actually advertising a distance to a destination or a given node. So based on that, we calculate how much will be the total distance to reach the destination. So let me explain the router details before we move on to the algorithm. So what is the information that we have to keep in every router? So every router will have its own router ID it should have. Then associated with each link connected to a router, there should be a link cost. So link cost can be either static or dynamic, and also the number of hops, the total number of hops that we are taking, or the number of routers that a packet have to go is found out by using the hop part. Okay, so how many hops the packet is taking in order to reach the destination. So these are something which every router will be maintaining the information as. Now, distance vector table initialization. So here we will consider that the distance from a node to itself, we consider it as equal to 0. And initially when we start the algorithm, we just assume and make it as the distance of all, the distance to all of the routers is equal to infinity. So how, while implementing the program, how we implement this infinity is putting a large value. Okay. So over here, the algorithm, or if you in the algorithm, let's see what happens. So every router, what it does is it transmits the distance vector to all the immediate neighbors. Okay, each router receives receives this particular distance information from the neighbor and checks whether it is able to find a better route from its advertised neighbor. Only if it is able to find the best route advertised from the neighbor, then the router will recalculate the distance vector. Okay, so a router will recalculate the distance vector when it receives a distance vector from a neighbor containing a different information than before, and or it can be when it finds that the neighbor through which it was actually routing, if the link goes low, or if there is a link failure, then it has to find what is the alternate route through which it has to route to the destination. So these are two possible scenarios wherein the route calculation will happen. Okay, so let's see how this particular distance vector calculation happens. So in distance vector calculation, it is based on our aim is to minimize the cost, or the distance cost is what we have to minimize. So I'm just explaining some of the attributes. Let dx of y be the estimate of least cost from x to y. So we have node x, node y. So the distance from x to y is given as dx of y. Okay. C of xy is the link cost that we are having. Okay. So it is the link cost between x and v. Now dx is the distance vector I was telling you. We can maintain it as a array we can maintain. So node dx meaning distance from x to the destination node. Okay, so node x also maintains a neighbors a distance routers it maintains. So dv of y meaning for neighbor v, x maintains dv as equal to dv of y. Okay, this is how it maintains. So by means of d2 I mean distance to, you know, uh, 2, distance to 2 is what I mean. By means of d3 I mean distance from this corresponding node to node 3. This is how we are maintaining the information. So how the root calculation happens, you can see this particular equation. Dx of y is equal to minimum of c of xv plus dv of y comma dx of y. So if my direct route to the destination y is minimum, I choose that. Or if through an intermediary node or router, if my distance is minimum, then I take that particular path is what I do. Okay, so I add my link cost to reach the neighbor, which is advertising a shorter cost, and then I add the distance advertised by that particular router. So let's explain this by means of an example. So over here you can see there are three routers. So over here, how do we maintain such a particular topology information while implementing a program? You all know that we'll be maintaining it as a cost adjacency matrix. In a cost adjacency matrix, the first initialization that we do is the distance from node to itself, we keep it as 0. So distance from x to x, we make it as 0. Okay. And if there is no path to any particular node, we make it as infinity, or as a higher cost. You can, while implementing, you can give it as triple nine or four nines, like that you can actually give. Okay, so in our example, in our topology, just consider the routing table information at x. So x to x is 0. You can see here, that x to x is equal to 0, right? X to y, the distance is 1. X to z, the distance is 5. Okay, so this is what is maintained by the router x. Similarly, router y, you can just see how it is maintaining the information. Y to x is 1, y to y is 0, y to z is 2. Okay, and the next part, if you see, you can see that for z routing table, you can see how z is maintaining. Z to x is 5, z to y is 2, and z to z is 0. So this is how we maintain the initial distance information. Now you can see that, okay, just observe this part. This was what is routing information. Now we are just going to find out how x calculates the distance to z. So y is advertising a cost of, what is it advertising? It is advertising that I can reach z at a cost of 2. So router X, what it will find is, it will find what is the distance that I have to travel, or the packet have to travel to reach Y. Okay, so the link cost to Y is 1, plus it will add the distance advertised by the router. What is the distance advertised by the router to Z? It is 2. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Now X to Z, if we are taking, the original distance is 5. Now, through Y, if I route, I'm getting a shorter route. So what I do is, I update my routing table information as 3. Same way, you can see that how Z also will update the information. Okay, so Z will find that, you know, X is advertising, Y is advertising routing table information, routing distance of 2 is what it is advertising. You can see here, right? So what it does is that it finds a link cost to reach, Y is advertising a cost of 1 to reach X is what it is advertising. So what it does is it finds a link cost. What is the link cost to reach Y? It is 2, plus Y is advertising, what is the cost Y is advertising to reach X? 1, right? So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So router Z also will update the information as 3 rather than 5. Okay, because it is able to find a shorter route. So this is how the each of the router will be updating the information. Now you can see that how this information, how the distance information are exchanged. Generally, the routing router updates are flooded across the neighboring links. And each of the neighbor will update the routing information if it finds a shorter route. And then what it does is it routes or floods to the immediate neighbors. And this is how this particular algorithm works. Okay. So now I'll show you how to execute this algorithm. Okay. So I will just take you to the screen of execution, and I will show you the execution part also. Okay, so I have this program db.c. This is a program that we have. I'm not going to the explanation of the line by line explanation of the program. I'm not going to do, but rather I'm going to explain the algorithm, how we have to run this particular code also. So I'm compiling it. Execution dot slash sorry execution dot slash a dot out. Okay, now it is asking me to enter the number of nodes. I'm giving the same example of the topology that you have I have just explained. So it is 3 cost metrics. So this is how you have to give the information. So x to x was 0, 1, x to y was 1, and x to z was 5. Next, uh, I'm talking with respect to y. Y to x was equal to 1, y to y was 0, y to z was 2, and uh, you know uh, to z to x is 5, right? Next, z to y is 2, and z to z is 0. So this is how we are giving the information. So you can see that it's computing the shortest path, right? So how, based on this particular algorithm, is what it is calculating the shortest path. So in the code also, you have to first scan in the information. So you can see how we are giving the information as a cost adjacency matrix. So this is what exactly we are doing. We are just finding if the direct cost is the same, is a minimum, or through the intermediate node k, is it minimum. If it is through the intermediate node k, which is minimum, then I update my information. I update the next stop information as equal to k. So this is how we run this particular algorithm. Okay. So I hope you understood this distance vector algorithm. Okay. Thank you.